This is the second video in this series that comes along with our safety, and this is something that I'd mentioned several times in the safety video about internal lockdowns. And so what this is a Google form that we're asking that you go ahead and take the time to complete after watching the video from the safety folder in Canvas. And we're asking that you have this completed by Friday, April 3rd at 3:45 p.m. For all of you that do it by that time, your name will be entered into a raffle to receive 2 admission tickets to the Iowa State Fair. Those are the tickets that will get you in the gate. Unfortunately, there's no food or anything like that to go along with it, but it'll save you the cost of your State Fair admission tickets. So we're raffling off 2 of those. It'll be done through random.org, and it'll be something that'll be screen captured Friday afternoon and will be posted on as soon as we get it done, so that you know who the winner is, and we'll go from there. So it's something that's really important that we want you to take time to go ahead and take a look at those things and feel comfortable with that. And again, reach out to Lisa, myself, Kyle, Fred, with any additional questions you might have regarding the internal lockdown and some of the things that were addressed in that video. So with that stated, the directions for this form are pretty simple. We want you to use your current room location and access points as you think through the safety information that was presented in the video on internal lockdowns. Examine and answer the questions below. Remember the run, hide, fight method, which is also referred to as ALICE, is recommended by the district. So all of these questions are required, as you can see here, denoted by the red asterisk or red star. So why don't you collect your name, your DMPS email, your room number and building location. So the example here is 2059 2nd Main. If you put, 3010 N, we know that you're in the north part of the building. If you put, that you're 1255C, right? We know that's the connector. So however you want to put that building identification in there. And that's important because it's going to allow us to start to put together some groups that will be used in allowing for some discussion on Canvas around this topic. We want you to then identify and create 2 different escape routes and scenarios from your room. So I mentioned some examples in the video using the 2nd floor AP office. You may want to start to think about your classroom and how you would get out of there, and then the scenarios that may go along with that. So an example might be, my room is in the 2nd floor connector. If the threat is on the west side of the building in the west entrance, I feel like I could run to these 2 points. However you want to go about doing that, but we need to see scenarios and the escape routes. The next question is about hiding. So that one, what can you do to make your room a safer hiding place? What could you use in your room to barricade the door? And are there any windows you need to be addressed? If so, how? Remember that we're not allowed to cover exterior windows. So this question might relate to, how do I cover the window in my door or the window next to my door? What if I have 2 doors? Those kind of things would be your answer there. The third question deals with fight. So what objects do I have in my room that would be helpful in a fight scenario? Once you've watched the previous video, you'll hear some examples I gave. Everything from nuts and bolts to sand, to different kinds of balls, tennis balls, ping pong balls, bouncy balls, just things that can be distractive in that situation. So you might want to start to think about what are some things that you have or some things that you're going to bring into your classroom that when you explain this to students, you can have that conversation around. And then as we move forward, what are your next steps in getting this out to your students? So think about some of the things we talked about in the video. How do you roll that out to your students? And then there are 3 or 4 questions in the next steps on the slide on next steps on the video. So you'll have to pause the video to look at the questions and answer those here. So with that stated, it's really important that we think about how we be proactive in these situations as opposed to reactive, and moving our building forward. So again, if you have any questions, concerns, reach out to Lisa or myself first. You can also reach out to Fred and Kyle, who would then contact us as well. But again, 3:45, Friday, April 3rd, have this submitted and your name will go into the randomization for those 2 State Fair general admission tickets. So with that stated, thank you. Have a great week. Please reach out if you do have any questions regarding safety, Canvas, just need to talk, those kind of things.